Welcome to Audiobook Zone. Have you ever faced difficult emotions or challenging life situations and wondered, why has nobody told me this before? That's exactly what inspired Dr. Julie Smith to share her knowledge as a clinical psychologist. She brings together practical tools and advice that anyone can use to take control of their mental health and well-being. In this video, we'll walk through some key ideas that will help you manage stress, anxiety, and negative emotions, along with ways to build resilience and emotional awareness. These are straightforward strategies that can make life a little easier. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful summaries that can help you grow mentally, emotionally, and professionally. Let's get into it. Number 1. Understanding your emotions. One of the key ideas is that learning how to understand your emotions is the first step toward managing them. Emotions are natural, and instead of fighting or suppressing them, it's more helpful to recognize and respond to them in a healthy way. Emotions as signals. Emotions are signals that tell us something important. For example, anxiety might be warning you about something that feels risky, while anger might mean someone has crossed your boundaries. Instead of seeing emotions as problems, think of them as useful information that you need to pay attention to. When you ignore or push down emotions, they tend to come back stronger. A better approach is to ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to tell me? By doing this, you can understand the root cause and address it directly. Practicing emotional awareness. Emotional awareness means paying attention to how you feel and why. By acknowledging your emotions, you can reduce their power over you. For example, if you're feeling stressed about a deadline, simply recognizing that stress can help you manage it more effectively. One way to do this is by keeping an emotional journal. Writing down your thoughts and feelings helps you understand them better. Over time, this gives you insight into what triggers your emotions and how they change. Responding to emotions constructively. Once you understand your emotions, the next step is to respond in a healthy way. This could be through talking to someone you trust, getting physical exercise, or practicing mindfulness. The key is not to bottle up your feelings, as this often leads to bigger problems later on. For example, if you're feeling frustrated at work, take a break and give yourself a moment to calm down. Afterward, approach the problem with a clear mind. This helps you avoid reacting impulsively and keep stress in check. Number 2. Managing anxiety. Anxiety is something many people struggle with. It's a normal reaction to stress, but when it starts to take over your life, it becomes a problem. There are simple tools you can use to manage anxiety more effectively. Understanding anxiety. Anxiety is often driven by fear of the unknown or fear of failure. While a little anxiety can push you to prepare and take action, too much anxiety can make you feel stuck. The goal is to learn how to manage anxiety so that it doesn't stop you from living your life. Facing anxiety in small steps. One helpful way to manage anxiety is by breaking down overwhelming tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. This approach is useful if you tend to avoid things that make you anxious. Instead of avoiding them, face them little by little. For example, if public speaking scares you, start by practicing in front of 1 or 2 close friends. Gradually work your way up to larger audiences. Over time, this process helps reduce your anxiety and builds your confidence. Breathing techniques to calm anxiety. Focusing on your breathing is another simple way to manage anxiety. Deep breathing can help calm your body's natural stress response and make you feel more in control. Try breathing in slowly for 4 counts, holding it for 4 counts, and then exhaling for 4 counts. Repeat this several times when you feel anxiety building. Changing your view on anxiety. It's also important to change how you think about anxiety. Instead of seeing it as something bad that needs to go away, try to see it as a natural part of life that you can manage. When you stop fighting against anxiety, it loses some of its power over you. Number 3. Building resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks. It's an important skill for mental health because life is full of challenges, and how you respond to them can make a big difference in your well-being. Self-compassion, the key to resilience. One of the most important parts of resilience is self-compassion. Being kind to yourself when things go wrong is essential for bouncing back. Instead of being harsh and critical of yourself, treat yourself like you would a close friend. Self-compassion involves recognizing negative self-talk and replacing it with kinder, more supportive thoughts. For example, if you fail at something, instead of thinking, "I'm useless," remind yourself, "Everyone makes mistakes. I'll learn and do better next time." This simple shift can help you recover from setbacks more quickly. Seeing failure as a learning opportunity. Another key to resilience is reframing failure. Instead of seeing failure as a sign that you're not good enough, view it as a learning opportunity. This mindset reduces your fear of failure, which makes you more willing to take risks and face challenges. For example, if you didn't get the job you applied for, don't see it as the end of the world. Instead, think about what you can learn from the experience and how you can improve next time. This kind of thinking helps you stay motivated and grow from setbacks. Problem-solving skills. Problem-solving is another important part of resilience. When you face a challenge, break it down into smaller parts and focus on what you can do. This not only reduces stress, but also gives you a sense of control. The book encourages you to adopt a proactive approach. Instead of dwelling on the negative, shift your energy toward finding solutions. This helps you move forward even in tough situations and strengthens your resilience. Number 4. Dealing with negative thoughts. Negative thoughts can easily take over if you let them. The good news is, there are effective ways to manage and challenge these thoughts so they don't control your mood or behavior. Challenging negative thoughts. One of the best ways to deal with negative thoughts is to challenge them. This involves identifying unhelpful thoughts and asking whether they're really true. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I always mess things up," stop and ask, "Is that really true? Am I ignoring all the times I've succeeded?" Once you challenge the thought, you can replace it with something more balanced and realistic. Mindfulness and negative thoughts. Mindfulness is another useful tool for managing negative thoughts. It involves staying present and observing your thoughts without judgment. Instead of getting caught up in negative thinking, mindfulness teaches you to notice the thoughts and let them pass. For example, if you have the thought, "I'm not good enough," mindfulness helps you observe the thought without reacting to it. You don't need to believe every thought that pops into your head. With practice, this helps reduce the emotional impact of negative thinking. Breaking the cycle of rumination. Rumination happens when you get stuck replaying negative thoughts over and over. It's exhausting and can make anxiety or depression worse. The key to breaking the cycle is to recognize when it's happening and take action to shift your focus. One way to do this is by distracting yourself with an activity, like going for a walk, listening to music, or doing something creative. Another method is to set aside worry time, a specific time of day where you allow yourself to think through your concerns, but outside of that time, you redirect your attention to more positive activities. Number 5. Coping with loss and grief. Everyone experiences loss at some point, whether it's losing a loved one, a job, or another important part of life. The book offers practical ways to manage the pain of loss and work through grief. Allowing yourself to grieve. Grieving is a normal, healthy process, and it's important to let yourself go through it. There's no right or wrong way to grieve, and the process is different for everyone. It's okay to feel sadness, anger, confusion, or even relief depending on the situation. The key message is not to rush the grieving process. Give yourself time and space to feel your emotions and process them at your own pace. Trying to move on too quickly can actually delay healing. Seeking support. Grief can feel very isolating, but it's important to reach out for support. Talking to friends, family, or a professional can help lighten the emotional burden. Sometimes, just having someone listen to you without judgment can make all the difference. Support groups for people who've experienced similar losses can also provide comfort. Being around others who understand what you're going through can help you feel less alone. Taking small steps. When grief feels overwhelming, start with small steps. Even something simple like getting out of bed, taking a shower, or going for a short walk can help. Over time, you can slowly reintroduce activities that bring you joy or comfort. Number 6. Creating healthy habits for mental well-being. Taking care of your mental health is similar to taking care of your physical health. It requires daily effort and habits that support your emotional well-being. Small, consistent actions can add up to big improvements over time. The power of physical activity. Exercise is one of the best ways to support your mental health. Physical activity releases endorphins, which are chemicals in your brain that improve your mood and reduce stress. Even a small amount of exercise, like a quick walk, can make a big difference in how you feel. You don't have to do intense workouts to benefit from physical activity. Simple activities like stretching, yoga, or dancing can also have a positive impact on your mental well-being. The key is consistency. Regular movement can help lower anxiety, improve your mood, and increase your overall sense of well-being. Prioritizing sleep. Sleep plays a critical role in maintaining good mental health. Lack of sleep can lead to irritability, trouble focusing, and increased feelings of anxiety or depression. That's why it's important to prioritize sleep and create a regular bedtime routine that allows you to get enough rest each night. Some tips to improve your sleep include avoiding screens before bed, keeping a consistent sleep schedule, and creating a relaxing bedtime routine. This might involve dimming the lights, reading a book, or practicing deep breathing before going to sleep. Good sleep hygiene supports both your emotional and physical health. Practicing gratitude. Practicing gratitude is a simple but effective way to improve your mental well-being. By focusing on what you're thankful for, you can shift your mindset away from negative thoughts and develop a more positive outlook. One suggestion is to keep a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small. This could be something like a delicious meal, a kind word from a friend, or a sunny day. Over time, this habit trains your brain to look for the positive, even when life is challenging. Maintaining social connections. Having strong social connections is essential for mental health. Building and maintaining relationships with people who uplift and support you can reduce feelings of loneliness and provide emotional support when you're going through tough times. Whether it's spending time with family, friends, or joining a community group, nurturing these connections can help improve your mood and create a sense of belonging. Even simple acts like calling a friend or chatting over coffee can have a big impact on your well-being. Number 7. Cultivating a positive mindset. Your mindset has a powerful influence on how you handle life's challenges. While it's unrealistic to be positive all the time, developing an optimistic outlook can help you cope better with stress and build resilience. Shifting your perspective. The way you interpret events can shape your reality. When faced with setbacks, some people may see it as a failure, while others might view it as an opportunity to learn. shifting your mindset from a fixed one as believing things will never change to a growth mindset as believing you can improve and grow allows you to approach challenges as opportunities. For example, if you're faced with a difficult situation at work, instead of thinking, "This is impossible," you can reframe it as, "This is hard, but I can find a solution." This small shift in perspective helps you tackle problems with a more proactive and positive attitude. Positive self-talk and affirmations. Using positive affirmations and self-talk can be an effective way to change your mindset. Positive affirmations are short, encouraging statements that reinforce your strengths and abilities. Repeating affirmations like, "I am capable," or "I can handle this challenge," helps build confidence and reduces self-doubt. Positive self-talk works in a similar way. When you catch yourself thinking negative thoughts like, "I can't do this," replace them with more constructive statements like, "This is tough, but I can figure it out." Over time, practicing positive self-talk can reshape your mental patterns and help you feel more in control. Limiting exposure to negativity. It's also helpful to limit your exposure to negativity. This could mean reducing your time on social media if it makes you feel worse, or distancing yourself from toxic relationships that drain your energy. Surrounding yourself with positivity, whether through uplifting friendships, engaging in activities you love, or creating a more peaceful environment, can shift your overall mindset. By choosing to focus on the positive aspects of your life and limiting the negative influences, you create a healthier mental space that promotes optimism and emotional well-being. Number 8. Embracing change and uncertainty. Life is full of change and uncertainty, and learning how to accept and adapt to it is a key part of maintaining your mental health. Rather than resisting change, you can learn to embrace it and grow from it. Letting go of control. One of the hardest parts of dealing with change is the feeling of losing control. We often feel anxious when we can't predict or control what's going to happen next. The book suggests that while you can't control everything in life, you can control how you respond to change. Instead of fighting uncertainty, practice letting go of the need for control. Focus on what you can manage, such as your mindset and your reactions. This might mean taking small steps in the face of big life changes, or simply accepting that some things are beyond your influence. Letting go of control can reduce stress and help you approach change with a more open mind. Building flexibility. Being flexible means being willing to adjust your expectations and plans when life doesn't go as you'd hoped. Flexibility helps you adapt when faced with unexpected changes and challenges. Instead of feeling defeated when things don't go according to plan, flexibility allows you to explore new possibilities and solutions. For instance, if a major life event disrupts your plans, instead of seeing it as a disaster, try reframing it as an opportunity to grow or learn something new. Building flexibility as a skill can make you more adaptable in the face of change and help you handle uncertainty with confidence. Developing a tolerance for uncertainty. Finally, learning to tolerate uncertainty is a valuable skill. Life will always have unknowns, and trying to predict or control everything can create more stress. The book encourages you to accept that uncertainty is a natural part of life, and learning to live with it can help bring a sense of peace. Mindfulness is a great tool for managing uncertainty. By focusing on the present moment, you can stop worrying about the unknown future and stay grounded in the here and now. Practicing gratitude and focusing on what you can control also helps build your tolerance for uncertainty. Number 9. Self-care and setting boundaries. Taking care of your mental health requires self-care and setting boundaries to protect your emotional energy. Self-care is about more than pampering yourself. It's about making sure your mental, emotional, and physical needs are met. Making time for self-care. In a busy world, it's easy to put yourself last. But making time for self-care is essential for maintaining mental balance. This can be something as simple as taking 10 minutes a day to meditate, go for a walk, or relax with a good book. Self-care is about doing things that help you recharge and feel more grounded. It's important to remember that self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. When you take care of yourself, you have more energy and patience for others. Prioritizing self-care helps you stay resilient and mentally strong. Setting healthy boundaries. Setting boundaries is also an important part of self-care. It involves knowing your limits and saying no when necessary to protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. Setting boundaries ensures that you're not constantly overwhelmed by the demands of others. For example, if you're feeling burnt out at work, setting boundaries might mean limiting how many extra tasks you take on or asking for help when needed. If social commitments are draining you, it might mean taking a step back and only participating in events that genuinely bring you joy. Boundaries allow you to create space for yourself and maintain your mental health. Number 10. Emotional regulation. Managing emotions effectively is a critical part of mental health. Emotional regulation refers to your ability to handle intense emotions in a healthy and constructive way. Identifying emotional triggers. The first step in emotional regulation is recognizing your triggers, specific situations, people, or events that provoke strong emotional reactions. Once you identify these triggers, you can start working on how to manage your emotional responses when they arise. For example, if criticism at work tends to make you feel defensive or upset, recognizing this trigger allows you to prepare mentally for it. You can practice staying calm and responding thoughtfully, rather than letting your emotions take control. Grounding techniques. Grounding techniques are practical tools that help you stay present and calm when emotions feel overwhelming. Simple exercises like focusing on your breath, feeling the ground beneath your feet, or engaging your senses can help bring you back to the present moment and prevent emotions from spiraling. One popular grounding exercise is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. Name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This helps shift your focus to the present and reduces the intensity of strong emotions. Self-reflection and emotional intelligence. Regular self-reflection can also help you regulate emotions more effectively. By reflecting on your emotional responses, you can spot patterns and understand what triggers certain feelings. Practicing emotional intelligence, being aware of your own emotions and those of others, allows you to handle conflict more effectively, empathize with others, and make better decisions during emotionally charged situations. Developing this skill improves emotional regulation and enhances your relationships. Conclusion. The key message is that mental health is something you can actively take care of by using practical tools and strategies. From managing your emotions and anxiety to building resilience, embracing change, and setting healthy boundaries, you can take steps every day to support your mental well-being. Taking care of your mental health is a journey, and it requires consistency and effort. But with the right strategies, you can navigate life's challenges more effectively and maintain a sense of balance. Remember, it's not about eliminating all stress or avoiding difficulties. Those are part of life. Instead, it's about learning how to respond to these challenges in ways that protect and nurture your mental health. By practicing self-compassion, developing resilience, cultivating a positive mindset, and setting boundaries, you empower yourself to handle setbacks with grace and bounce back from adversity. The small, consistent steps you take toward maintaining your mental well-being add up over time, helping you live a more fulfilled, balanced, and peaceful life. Thank you for joining us in this breakdown. If you found these insights helpful, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Audiobook Zone for more helpful content on mental health, personal growth, and self-improvement. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.